So preparing for taking and passing the bar examination, it's a marathon, no? It's not a sprint, okay? Let's go to the next slide, please. So how long should you study for the bar examination? However you prepare for the bar, you have to approach the coming months of review with a sense of urgency, no? Well, I want to say time is not on your side, but this time around, because of the pandemic, time is on your side because you were given a 1-year hiatus, no? And you have a long period of time to review. But this is just for the for those who already graduated. But those who are going to graduate in 2021, no, they will have a shorter period of time, no. So sila yung magiging pressed for time, no, because the time that they will have to for the review is compressed, no. Now, what will get you through the bar exam is not the coming months of review, but actually the 4 years you spent in law school. I think Dean Marisol already mentioned this earlier, no. And I always tell my law students, especially the freshmen, when I do introduction to law at the Ateneo, I always remind them, no, your first day in school marks your first day of bar preparation, no? So every day will count. Every single course, every single subject you take counts, no, towards preparation for the bar. Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. There, so review, not learn for the first time. That's why we call it a review. You're just reviewing it, no? You're not reading it for the first time. So this will happen to us if we do not do our work during law school. For example, there is a certain subject and your professor, you know, is not as interesting, or maybe that professor is not as diligent, so you incur in backlog in readings, no? And so when will you catch up, no? When you have other subjects to read up for. And that's what I always tell my students. If, you know, it is inevitable, you cannot possibly complete all your readings for all your subjects day in and day out, no? There will come a time that you will have to sacrifice one for the other, no? But always, my reminder is during the earliest break that you get, whether it's a weekend, you know, or a holiday, you catch up on your backlog, no? Because the moment that backlog piles up, that's the time when you will be in a big big hole, in a deep hole, no? Hindi ka na makakaahon. And so what will happen? What you will do is, for the first time, you will be reading these materials when you're about to take the bar examination, so that you are already behind the others, okay? And so use your time wisely. As I mentioned, preparation for the bar starts on day 1 of your law studies. So one other thing, make every reading count, no? That's what I keep on telling my students, make every reading count. What does that mean? Meaning, wag ka nang you know, when you read it the first time, you understand it already. But you know what we often do, no? When we read it for the first time, we keep on marking stuff, no? We color them with all colors of markers, no? And then later on, we want to go back and read the portions that we mark. And then we see that we literally mark almost everything, no? So hindi na natin makita which is really important there, no? So my point is this: when you read, this should always be your frame of mind. I might not be able to read this again, so make every reading count, okay? And then when you make those, when you read also, you make notes already, no? So that's what I used to do. All my books have these notes on the side, no? Kasi when I read it again, or when I review, I do not look at and read the text anymore. I look at my notes, no? That's the other thing. You have to be good note takers. If you're a good note taker, I guarantee you will pass the bar examination. Why? Because all the experts, no, on adult learning, no, they say that people who take down notes, no, of what they listen to or what they hear have higher percentage of retention of what they have heard, no, and a higher understanding, because you do it, or it passes through your brain 2 times, no, the first time when you hear it and the second time when you write it down. So be a good note taker and rely on your notes, because that will be the summary or the gist of your learnings, no? Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, so how many readings should I do? Ito, we often hear this, pang ilang reading mo na, no? And you know what? When I was about to take the bar, I hated those people who told me that they were on their second or third reading, no? Because I had difficulty pa nga finishing yung first reading, no? Yung mga reviewers ko. So I would, tend to, isolate myself from people like that, no? So it doesn't, there is no uniform number of readings that you should do, okay? There is no magic number when it comes to readings. It depends on you, no? Ano ka bang klaseng student? Are you the organized one, no? The organized type? Or are you the one who needs to read something 2 or 3 times before you understand it? Or ikaw ba yung pag binasa mo, no, naintindihan mo na mabagal, pero naintindihan na? So it will really depend on your style, or on your capacity to absorb and to understand. So that's why I put it here, quality and not quantity, no? And then pace and organization. You have to pace yourself, no? So always I say, no, and I will relate this to the third bullet, no, which is the schedule, your bar schedule, bar review schedule. You schedule it based on your weakest subject to your strongest subject. Meaning, which subject do you feel that you are weakest in, no? So yun ang unahin mo, para bigyan mo rin siya ng mas mahabang time to review also, no? And then those subjects that you are very confident about, you can place them at the end, no? That's just a suggestion, kasi that is what happened to me. My weak subject poly, no? Because I don't wanna make kwento the reasons, but that is my weak subject. So when I reviewed, yun talaga ang focus ko, no, poly. But the other subject, like for example, civil law, no? I just used the codal, okay? Hindi na ako nagbasa ng ibang materials kasi feeling ko strong ako doon, no? So do that, no? So that is how you make your schedule. Mag-start ka doon sa pinaka-weak mo, and then towards the end, yung strongest subjects mo. And that's how you do your pacing also. You distribute the time that you have, how many months do you have, how many weeks, no? And then you distribute it among all the subjects. And that is how you organize. Plus, you do not just organize your schedule, you also organize your materials, no? Hindi ka pwede kung ano na lang yung makita mo or makuha mo dun sa table mo, yun ang gagamitin mo, okay? So there has to be some organization also. And do not waste your time looking for stuff, no? Like sitting one day and you're reviewing something, and then all of a sudden you remember, oh, I remember Justice Singh said this in our remedial review class, no? And then you try looking for your notes in RemRem, no? And you spend half a day looking for it, no? So that will defeat this, okay? So please, before you start, all your material should be organized already. So how many hours a day should I spend, no? Again, it depends on you, no? It depends on the type of person you are, no? Or the kind of student that you have been, no? So merong iba, they study well at night, no? And well into the morning. Yun yung kanilang peak hours. Meron naman, first thing in the morning, crack of dawn, dapat nag-aaral na kasi doon pinaka nag-absorb yung mind nila. So depende. But at the very least, no? Kasi since we're doing review already, no? But at the very least, dapat put in a healthy 6 hours to 8 hours a day, no? So para lang nasa, yung time na dine-devote mo when you're still in law school, di ba? How much time do you devote to studying, no? To prepare for your classes, no? So it should be a regular thing, no? So dapat may regularity. Mas importante than the number of hours or the length of time is the regularity and the consistency. It should become a habit, no? Dapat matrain mo yung mind mo na everyday kailangan uupo ako at mag-aaral ako, no? So it doesn't matter how much time you devote to it, no? Wag naman 1 hour lang, okay? But the regularity and the consistency will help train your mind also. Will sort of acclimatize you, no? And condition you to doing that as on a daily basis for the next couple of months, no? But it's also important to take a break. It's equally important. And we all listened to Dr. Clemenia earlier. Thank you, Dr. Clemenia. Very helpful for me, especially, who is especially stressed with all the cases that I'm handling, no? But taking a break is really a must, no? So if you study, like for example, from Mondays to Fridays, no? Make sure that you take a break on the weekends. But the others, no? Ayaw nila yon, no? So at least take a break for one day, no? Just one day, no? Even God took a break.